In the year 1980, on a warm July night in Salinas, California, a girl named Jodi Arias was born. Across the country, years later, a boy named Travis Alexander was growing up, dreaming of his future. Their paths were set on a collision course that would shock a nation.
My name is Travis Alexander. I was a believer. I believed in God, in hard work, and in the power of positive thinking. By 2006, I was 28 years old, an executive with prepaid legal, and I spent my weekends giving motivational talks. I was far from perfect, but I was trying to build a good, honest life.
And I was Jodi Arias. My life had been searching. I dropped out of high school, tried photography, but nothing stuck. Then I found prepaid legal, and for the first time, I felt a sense of purpose. And then, at a company conference in Las Vegas in September of 2006, I saw him, Travis. He was a son, and I was drawn to his light.
I noted Jodi. She was quiet, seemed sweet. We started talking, and one thing led to another. We began a relationship.
It was a whirlwind. He was everything, charming, funny, devout. We connected on a level I'd never known. I was in love, completely and utterly.
But cracks started to show fast. Our relationship became intense. She was possessive. After about 5 months, I knew it wasn't healthy. I knew it wasn't right. I broke it off.
He ended it, just like that. He said it was unhealthy. But I knew he didn't mean it. He was confused. So I made a decision. I moved from my grandparents' house in California to Mesa, Arizona, just 2 blocks away from him. I needed to be close to remind him of what we had.
She moved right into my neighborhood, and then the showing up began. Late at night, unannounced, and I was weak. I'd let her in. We'd be intimate. My friends all warned me. They called her the stalker ex. I knew they were right, but I felt trapped in the cycle. It was a secret, dysfunctional part of my life I was ashamed of.
He still wanted me. His actions proved it. Every time he opened that door, it was a confession. He couldn't let me go. I documented everything in my diary. Our love was a turbulent river, but I knew it was destined for a calm sea.
By the spring of 2008, Travis was looking to the future. His company was offering a lavish, all-expenses-paid trip to Cancun, Mexico. He was allowed to bring a guest.
I had met someone, Mimi Hall. She was sweet, kind, shared my values. I asked her to go to Cancun with me. I knew it would be the final straw for Jodi, but I had to move on. I had to live my life.
I found out he was taking her. Mimi. A girl from his church. He was flaunting her, humiliating me. The rage I felt, it was a physical thing, a fire in my chest. If I couldn't have him, no one could. The thought began to form, cold and hard, he had to die.
In the days leading up to the murder, Jodi made meticulous plans. She rented a car, disguising her movements. She packed a knife, a .200 caliber pistol, and a change of clothes. On June 4th, 2008, she drove to Travis's home in Mesa.
She came over that afternoon. It was tense, but somehow we fell into the old pattern. We ended up in my bedroom. We took pictures, intimate pictures, with my new digital camera. I thought it was just another one of our confusing encounters. Around 5 p.m., I went to take a shower to get ready for the evening.
I was alone in the bathroom. The water was running. I held his camera. I took a picture of him to the shower door. And then, the jealousy, the humiliation, the fury, it all crested. I picked up the knife.
The attack was one of unimaginable brutality. As Travis stood defenseless in the shower, Jodi stabbed him. Not once, not twice, but 27 times.
The pain, it was everywhere. I felt the blade in my back, my chest, my head. I was gasping, trying to fight, but the shock was too much. I couldn't breathe. I was drowning in my own blood.
As he stumbled out of the shower, trying to escape, she slashed his throat, nearly decapitating him. Finally, as a coup de grace, she shot him in the right side of his face. During the violent struggle, the camera was knocked to the floor.
It was like an out-of-body experience. I was watching myself from the ceiling. There was so much blood on the walls, the floor, and then a sudden, eerie calm.
The camera, triggered by the impact, took 2 accidental photographs. The first, a blurry shot of the bathroom ceilings as it fell. The second, taken exactly 6.2 seconds later, is a stark, horrifying image. Jodi foot in the hallway, and in the background, Travis's body, slumped and bleeding. He was likely still alive in this picture.
My last moments were on that cold tile floor. I saw her. I saw what she was doing. I felt my life leaving me.
I had to clean. I spent the next 45 minutes in a methodic, cold-blooded cleanup. I wiped down every surface I could remote touching. I used a rag to wipe my bloody fingerprints from my own body. I picked up the shell casing. I deleted the incriminating photos from the camera and threw it in the washing machine.
She then did her things, loaded the weapon and the knife into the rental car, and drove into the Arizona desert. There, she composed herself and left a voicemail on Travis's phone.
On voicemail, breathy and calm. Hey, Itzy. So I was going to try and see you tonight. You not around, or you not answering, or you busy. So, I'm actually in Utah. I was going to surprise you. It didn't work out. I drove all the way out here for nothing. So, I'm kind of bum. Anyway, I talk to you later. Bye.
Vid voicemail was her alibi, an attempt to place herself hundreds of miles away at the time of the murder. She then proceeded to drive to Utah, where she spent the night with a new romantic interest, Ryan Burns, behaving completely normally.
My body lay in my house for 5 days. The stench was unbearable. My friends, worried what I didn't show for work or answer calls, came to check on me. Mimi was with them. They found blood, and then they found me.
When the news broke, Jodi launched a masterful performance of grief. She posted loving tributes to Travis on social media. She sent flowers to his family. And when the police called, she was eager to help.
Just on phone with police. It's just so horrible. I can't believe anyone would do this to Travis. He was such a good man. I'd do anything to help. Of course, you can have my DNA.
But the evidence was unassailable. Detectives recovered the deleted photos. Her DNA was found mixed with Travis's blood. A bloody palm print on the wall was a perfect match. On July 15th, 2008, she was arrested at her grandparents' home in California. Her interrogate were a spectacle. She presented herself as a soft-spoken, naive, and deeply spiritual woman.
In interrogation, we would pray together, you know. I live by the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. I couldn't even hurt a spider.
But the Detective Flores presented the evidence. The photos, the DNA, her stories began to mutate. First, she denied everything.
I was not there. I was in Utah. I have a voicemail to prove it.
Then, she invented a fantastic tale of 2 masked assassins.
There was a man and a woman. They had guns. They forced me to what? They threatened to kill my family if I told anyone.
Every word was a lie, a calculated attempt to save herself. She was there, alone. She was the monster in the bathroom.
Her trial began in January 2003 and became a media sensation. With the intruder's story demolished by evidence, her defense team pivoted to a new narrative, self-defense. They portrayed Travis as a secretive sexual deviant who had physically abused her.
On the witness stand, crying, he was a different person behind closed doors. He had a dark side. That day, I dropped the camera and he just snapped. He body slammed me onto the tile. I thought he was going to kill Lee. I ran. I found his gun. When he lunged at it, it went off. I don't remember the stabbing. It was a blackout. A fog.
More lies. She ambushed me. She slaughtered me. 27 stab wounds, a slit throat, a gunshot to the face. That is not self-defense. That is hatred. That is overkill.
The prosecution systematically destroyed her testimony. They took on the 6 seconds between the two accidental photos, proving scientifically that there was no time for the elaborate fight she described. They showed she had to have lain in wait, knife in hand, and attacked him by surprise. On May 8, 2003, after a long deliberation, the jury returned as court clerk. In the case of the State of Arizona versus Jodi Arias, on the count of first-degree murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
To a reporter after the verdict, I feel numb. I'm overwhelmed. I guess I just have to take it one day at a time.
The trial then moved to the penalty phase, where the jury had to decide if she would receive the death penalty or life in prison. Ultimately, they could not reach a unanimous decision, and the judge sentenced her to the mandatory alternative. As judge, it is the judgment and sentence of this court that you shall be incarcerated in the Arizona Department of Corrections for the remainder of your natural life, without the possibility of ever being released on parole.
There is a peace and know she can never do this to anyone else. But the true life sentences were given to my family, to my friends. I am more than how I died. Remember my life.
I sit in my cell and I maintain my innocence. They will never understand what happened in that house. They will never understand what he did to me.
Jodi Arias, inmate number 43844, remains at the Arizona State Prison Complex in Perryville, Arizona. The camera that captured the last moments of Travis Alexander's life ensured that, despite her many stories, the truth would eventually be seen by all.